Turkish underground cities, safe havens of antiquity, beneath the sun-scorched landscapes of Turkey, where rolling hills meet arid plains and ancient settlements cling to the edges of time, lies a hidden world one carved not from light and air, but from the very earth itself. These are the Turkish underground cities, vast networks of tunnels, chambers, and passageways dug deep into the soft volcanic tuff that defines much of the country's central and eastern regions. For millennia, these subterranean complexes served as more than mere curiosities. They were lifelines, safe havens crafted by ancient civilizations to shield themselves from the perils of a turbulent world. From marauding armies and invading empires to natural disasters and harsh climatic extremes, the underground cities of Turkey offered refuge, security, and a chance for survival when the world above ground became uninhabitable. To explore these remarkable structures is to journey into the heart of human ingenuity, resilience, and the unyielding drive to protect what matters most: family, community, and the continuity of culture. The story of Turkey's underground cities begins not with a single civilization, but with a tapestry of cultures that called this land home over thousands of years. The region we now know as Turkey has long been a crossroads of civilizations, a meeting point of east and west, where empires rose and fell, and cultures merged and evolved. It is this rich and complex history that gave birth to the underground cities, each layer of their construction bearing the mark of the people who built and used them. From the Hittites and Phrygians of the Bronze Age to the Romans, Byzantines, and early Christians of late antiquity, each civilization contributed to the development and expansion of these subterranean sanctuaries. What unites them all is the shared need for safety, a need that drove them to defy the limitations of their time and carve shelter into the earth, creating spaces that would stand the test of time and bear witness to the enduring spirit of humanity. To understand the underground cities, one must first understand the landscape that made them possible. Much of central Turkey, particularly the region known as Cappadocia, is characterized by soft, porous volcanic tuff, a rock formed from the ash and debris of ancient volcanic eruptions. This unique geological formation is what allowed ancient builders to dig deep into the earth with relative ease, using simple tools like chisels, picks, and shovels. Unlike hard granite or limestone, tuff is malleable yet durable, capable of supporting the weight of the earth above while being easily carved into intricate structures. The volcanic activity that created this tuff also shaped the surface landscape, with towering rock formations, deep valleys, and hidden caves, providing natural cover for the entrances to the underground cities. This combination of geological advantage and natural camouflage made the region ideal for the construction of subterranean safe havens, allowing ancient communities to remain hidden from prying eyes, while enjoying the protection of the earth itself. The earliest evidence of underground habitation in Turkey dates back to the Bronze Age, around 3000 BCE, with simple underground chambers dug by the Hittite civilization in the region of Cappadocia. These early structures were relatively modest, small, single-room chambers used for storage, burial, or temporary shelter during times of conflict. The Hittites, a powerful empire that dominated much of Anatolia from the 17th to the 12th centuries BCE, faced constant threats from neighboring kingdoms and nomadic tribes, and their underground chambers provided a quick and effective means of escape. Over time, these simple chambers evolved into more complex networks as communities began to dig deeper and connect multiple chambers with tunnels, creating the first true underground cities. By the Iron Age, the Phrygians, who succeeded the Hittites in central Anatolia, expanded on these early designs, building larger underground complexes that included living quarters, storage rooms, and even temples. However, it was during the Hellenistic and Roman periods, from the 4th century BCE to the 4th century CE, that the underground cities of Turkey began to take on the grand scale and complexity for which they are known today. The Romans, who conquered Anatolia in the 2nd century BCE, recognized the strategic value of the region's underground structures and expanded them to serve as military outposts, storage facilities, and shelters for soldiers and civilians alike. The Roman influence brought new construction techniques, including the use of arches, vaults, and concrete, which allowed for larger, more stable chambers and tunnels. During this period, underground cities like Derinkuyu and Kamekli, now two of the most famous examples in Turkey, began to take shape, with multiple levels of chambers connected by narrow passageways, and features like ventilation shafts, wells, and drainage systems that made long-term habitation possible. The most significant expansion of the underground cities, however, came during the Byzantine period, particularly from the 4th to the 7th century CE. This era was marked by constant conflict, as the Byzantine Empire faced threats from Persian invaders, Arab armies, and nomadic tribes like the Huns and Goths. For the Christian communities living in Anatolia, the underground cities became not just shelters, but sanctuaries, places where they could practice their faith in peace, away from persecution. The Byzantines transformed existing underground complexes into elaborate networks that included churches, chapels, monasteries, and even schools, creating self-sustaining communities that could survive for months, if not years, underground. It was during this period that the underground cities reached their peak, with some complexes spanning up to 18 levels deep and covering an area of several square kilometers, capable of housing thousands of people, along with their livestock and supplies. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Turkish underground cities is their engineering ingenuity. Despite the limitations of ancient technology, the builders of these complexes created structures that were not only functional, but also remarkably advanced. Ventilation was a critical concern for underground habitation, and the builders addressed this by constructing a network of vertical shafts that extended from the underground chambers to the surface, allowing fresh air to circulate and smoke from hearths to escape. These shafts were often disguised by rocks or vegetation on the surface, ensuring that the entrance to the underground city remained hidden. Wells were another essential feature, dug deep into the water table to provide a reliable source of fresh water for the inhabitants. Some wells were connected to underground rivers or springs, ensuring a steady supply even during times of drought. Drainage systems were also carefully designed to prevent flooding, with channels carved into the floors of chambers and tunnels that directed water away from living areas and into underground cisterns. These cisterns, often lined with waterproof plaster, stored rainwater and groundwater, providing an additional source of water for the community. The builders also incorporated defensive features into the underground cities, such as narrow, winding tunnels that made it difficult for invaders to navigate, and stone doors that could be rolled into place to block access to certain sections. Some tunnels were so narrow that only one person could pass through at a time, allowing defenders to hold off a much larger force. In addition, many underground cities had multiple entrances, allowing inhabitants to escape if one entrance was blocked by invaders. The layout of the underground cities was carefully planned to maximize space and functionality. Most complexes were organized into different levels, each serving a specific purpose. The upper levels were often used for storage, with large chambers filled with grain, oil, wine, and other supplies that could sustain the community during a long siege. The middle levels were used for living quarters, with small rooms that housed families, along with communal spaces like kitchens, dining halls, and workshops. The lower levels were often used for livestock, with separate chambers for sheep, goats, and cattle, as well as areas for storing hay and feed. Some underground cities also included chapels or churches on the middle levels, providing a place of worship for the inhabitants. The walls of these chapels were often decorated with frescoes and carvings, depicting religious scenes and symbols that reflected the faith of the community. Derinkuyu, located in the Nevşehir province of Cappadocia, is one of the largest and most well-preserved underground cities in Turkey. Discovered in the 1960s during a construction project, Derinkuyu spans 18 levels deep, reaching a depth of over 85 meters, and covers an area of approximately 400,000 square meters. It is estimated that the city could house up to 20,000 people, along with their livestock and supplies, for several months at a time. The entrance to Derinkuyu is hidden in the side of a hill, disguised by a small stone structure that blends seamlessly into the surrounding landscape. Upon entering, visitors are greeted by a narrow, winding tunnel that leads down to the first level of the city. Each level is connected by steep staircases and narrow passageways, with stone doors that can be rolled into place to seal off sections of the city. The upper levels of Derinkuyu are dominated by storage chambers, some of which are large enough to hold thousands of tons of grain. These chambers are lined with waterproof plaster to protect the grain from moisture, and some have small niches carved into the walls where food and other supplies could be stored. The middle levels include living quarters, with small rooms that feature stone beds, hearths, and niches for personal belongings. There are also communal spaces, including a large dining hall, a kitchen, and several workshops where inhabitants could craft tools, pottery, and other essential items. One of the most impressive features of Derinkuyu is its church, located on the 7th level, which includes a nave, apse, and several side chapels. The walls of the church are decorated with faded frescoes depicting scenes from the life of Jesus and other religious figures, offering a glimpse into the faith of the people who once lived there. The lower levels of Derinkuyu are dedicated to livestock and water storage. There are large chambers for sheep, goats, and cattle, with troughs carved into the stone for water and feed. The city's main well is located on the 18th level, reaching a depth of over 80 meters, and is connected to an underground river that provided a constant source of fresh water. There is also a large cistern on the lower level that stored rainwater, ensuring that the city had enough water even during times of drought. Derinkuyu also features a unique ventilation system with over 100 vertical shafts that extend from the underground chambers to the surface, allowing fresh air to circulate throughout the city. Some of these shafts are as wide as 1 meter in diameter, while others are narrow enough to only allow a small amount of air to pass through, ensuring that the city remained well ventilated without revealing its location. Kemekli, another famous underground city in Cappadocia, is located approximately 19 kilometers from Derinkuyu and is connected to it by an 8-kilometer long tunnel. While slightly smaller than Derinkuyu, Kemekli is still an impressive complex, spanning 8 levels deep and covering an area of around 250,000 square meters. It is estimated that Kemekli could house up to 15,000 people, along with their livestock and supplies. The entrance to Kemekli is more prominent than that of Derinkuyu, located in the center of the modern town of Kemekli, but it was originally disguised by a stone building that served as a normal house on the surface. The layout of Kemekli is similar to that of Derinkuyu, with upper levels used for storage, middle levels for living quarters and communal spaces, and lower levels for livestock and water storage. One of the unique features of Kemekli is its extensive network of tunnels, which connect different parts of the city and lead to the surface. These tunnels are often narrow and winding, with stone doors that can be rolled into place to block access. The city also features a large church located on the 4th level, which is larger than the church in Derinkuyu and includes a more elaborate apse and nave. The walls of the church are decorated with frescoes that are better preserved than those in Derinkuyu, depicting scenes from the Old and New Testaments. Kemekli also has a large cistern on the lower level, which is capable of storing thousands of liters of water, and several wells that provide access to the underground water table. Like Derinkuyu, Kaymakli has a sophisticated ventilation system with vertical shafts that ensure fresh air circulates throughout the city, while Derinkuyu and Kaymakli are the most famous. Turkey is home to hundreds of underground cities, ranging in size from small, single-room chambers to large, multi-level complexes. Some of these cities are well-preserved and open to the public, while others remain buried beneath the earth, waiting to be discovered. One such example is Erskanak, located near Nevşehir, which was discovered in 1972 by a local farmer who was digging a well. Erskanak is a smaller underground city, spanning 4 levels deep and covering an area of around 50,000 square meters. But it is notable for its well-preserved defensive features, including stone doors, narrow tunnels, and a complex ventilation system. Another example is Mazi, located in the Aksaray province, which is believed to have been built during the Byzantine period, and features a large church, several living quarters, and a series of storage chambers. The purpose of these underground cities evolved over time, reflecting the changing needs of the communities that built and used them. In their earliest forms, they were primarily used as temporary shelters during times of conflict, allowing people to escape from invading armies or nomadic tribes. As the threats became more frequent and prolonged, the underground cities evolved into permanent or semi-permanent settlements where communities could live for extended periods of time. For the early Christian communities of Anatolia, the underground cities became places of refuge from persecution, allowing them to practice their faith in secret. During the Byzantine period, when the empire faced constant threats from Persian and Arab invaders, the underground cities became critical for survival, providing a safe haven for civilians and soldiers alike. In addition to serving as shelters, the underground cities also played an important role in trade and commerce. Many of the cities were located along major trade routes, and their underground chambers were used to store goods such as grain, oil, wine, and textiles. The hidden nature of these storage facilities allowed merchants to protect their goods from theft and damage, while the underground environment provided a cool, dry space that helped preserve perishable items. Some underground cities also served as meeting places for traders, allowing them to conduct business in secret, away from the prying eyes of tax collectors or rival merchants. The tunnels connecting different underground cities, such as the one between Derinkuyu and Kaymakli, also facilitated trade and communication between communities, allowing them to share resources and information. The underground cities also played a significant role in the cultural and religious life of the communities that inhabited them. For the Christian communities, the underground churches and chapels were centers of worship, where they could gather to pray, celebrate religious holidays, and receive spiritual guidance. The frescoes and carvings in these churches reflected the beliefs and values of the community, and many of them have survived to this day, providing valuable insights into the religious practices of early Christianity in Anatolia. The underground cities also served as centers of education, with schools and libraries where children could learn to read and write, and where religious texts were copied and preserved. In this way, the underground cities helped to preserve the cultural and religious heritage of the communities that lived there, ensuring that their traditions and beliefs were passed down from generation to generation. The decline of the underground cities began in the 7th century CE, following the Arab conquest of Anatolia. With the rise of the Islamic Caliphate, the political and religious landscape of the region changed dramatically, and the Christian communities that had relied on the underground cities for shelter began to migrate to other parts of the Byzantine Empire or convert to Islam. As the threats from invasion diminished, the need for underground shelters decreased, and many of the cities were abandoned. Over time, the entrances to the underground cities were covered by soil, rocks, and vegetation, and they were forgotten by the world above ground. For centuries, the underground cities lay hidden, their existence known only to a few local farmers who occasionally stumbled upon them while digging wells or plowing fields. The rediscovery of the underground cities began in the 19th century, when European travelers and archaeologists began to explore the region of Cappadocia. These early explorers were fascinated by the strange rock formations and cave dwellings of the region, and they soon began to uncover the hidden underground cities. The first major excavation of an underground city was carried out in the early 20th century, when archaeologists began to explore during Kuyu and Kaymakli. These excavations revealed the full scale and complexity of the underground cities, and they sparked widespread interest in the history and culture of the region. Since then, numerous archaeological excavations have been carried out, uncovering new underground cities and shedding light on the lives of the people who once lived there. Today, the underground cities of Turkey are recognized as important cultural heritage sites, attracting millions of visitors from around the world each year. They have been designated as UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and efforts are being made to preserve and protect them for future generations. Archaeologists continue to study the underground cities using advanced technology such as ground-penetrating radar and 3D modeling to uncover new chambers and tunnels that have yet to be explored. These studies are helping to piece together the history of the underground cities, revealing new insights into the lives, beliefs, and ingenuity of the ancient civilizations that built them. The underground cities of Turkey are more than just ancient structures. They are a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of the human spirit. In a world filled with danger and uncertainty, the ancient inhabitants of Anatolia turned to the earth itself for protection, carving out safe havens that allowed them to survive and thrive. These cities are a reminder of the lengths to which humans will go to protect their families, their communities, and their way of life. They are also a window into the past, offering a glimpse into the lives of the people who once called these underground complexes home. People who faced the same fears and challenges that we face today, but who found strength in their community and their ability to adapt to even the most difficult circumstances. To walk through the underground cities of Turkey is to step back in time to a world where survival depended on resourcefulness and cooperation. The narrow tunnels, the cool chambers, the faint echoes of the past, all of these things combine to create an atmosphere that is both eerie and awe-inspiring. As you descend into the earth, you can almost hear the voices of the people who once lived there. The laughter of children playing in the corridors, the prayers of the faithful in the churches, the hum of activity in the workshops. You can imagine the fear and uncertainty they felt as they hid from invaders, and the hope and resilience that kept them going during the darkest days. The underground cities also serve as a reminder of the importance of preserving our cultural heritage. These structures have survived for thousands of years, but they are fragile and vulnerable to damage from human activity, natural disasters, and the passage of time. Efforts to preserve and protect the underground cities are not just about saving ancient buildings. They are about preserving the stories, the traditions, and the memories of the people who built them. They are about ensuring that future generations can learn from the past, and that the ingenuity and resilience of the ancient inhabitants of Turkey are not forgotten. In addition to their historical and cultural significance, the underground cities of Turkey also have important scientific value. They provide valuable insights into ancient engineering techniques, showing how early civilizations were able to design and construct complex structures using simple tools and materials. The ventilation systems, drainage systems, and defensive features of the underground cities are examples of early engineering marvels, and they continue to inspire modern engineers and architects. The underground cities also offer a unique opportunity to study the climate and environment of the past, as the underground chambers have preserved evidence of the plants, animals, and climate conditions that existed thousands of years ago. One of the most fascinating aspects of the underground cities is the way in which they reflect the cultural diversity of the region. Over the centuries, the underground cities were built and used by a variety of civilizations, each leaving their mark on the structures. The Hittite chambers, the Roman arches, the Byzantine frescoes, all of these elements come together to create a tapestry of cultures that tells the story of Anatolia's rich and complex history. The underground cities are a symbol of the region's multicultural heritage, a reminder that different civilizations can coexist and influence each other, creating something greater than the sum of their parts. As we look to the future, the underground cities of Turkey continue to captivate and inspire. They are a testament to the power of human ingenuity, the resilience of the human spirit, and the importance of community. In a world that is often divided by conflict and uncertainty, the underground cities remind us that we are all connected by our shared humanity, and that we all have the capacity to adapt, survive, and thrive in the face of adversity. They are a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is hope, that we can find safety, security, and a sense of belonging, even when the world above ground seems lost. The story of the Turkish underground cities is not just a story of the past. It is a story that continues to unfold. As archaeologists uncover new chambers and tunnels, as scientists study the materials and techniques used to build them, and as visitors from around the world come to explore these remarkable structures, the underground cities continue to reveal their secrets. They are a living testament to the enduring spirit of humanity, a reminder that no matter how difficult the circumstances, we have the power to create safe havens, to preserve our culture, and to pass on our legacy to future generations. In conclusion, the underground cities of Turkey are among the most remarkable and fascinating structures ever built by human hands. They are more than just underground shelters. They are safe havens of antiquity, crafted by ancient civilizations to protect themselves from the perils of a turbulent world. From their humble beginnings as simple storage chambers to their evolution into complex, self-sustaining communities, the underground cities reflect the ingenuity, resilience, and cultural diversity of the people who built and used them. Today, they stand as a testament to the past, a reminder of the challenges our ancestors faced, and a source of inspiration for the future. As we continue to explore and study these remarkable structures, we gain a deeper understanding of our shared humanity and the enduring power of hope and resilience. To fully appreciate the significance of the Turkish underground cities, one must consider the context in which they were built. The region of Anatolia has long been a battleground, a place where empires clashed and cultures collided. For the people who lived there, survival was a constant struggle, and the underground cities provided a lifeline. They were not just places to hide, they were places to live, to worship, to learn, and to connect with one another. In the darkness of the underground, these communities found light in their faith, in their families, and in their shared purpose. This is the true legacy of the Turkish underground cities. They are a testament to the fact that even in the most difficult circumstances, humanity can find strength, hope, and a way to survive. As we walk through the underground cities today, we are not just walking through ancient structures. We are walking through the stories of the people who once called them home. We are walking through the lives of farmers and craftsmen, of priests and soldiers, of men, women, and children who faced the same fears and hopes that we do today. We are walking through a part of our shared human history, a history that reminds us of our capacity to adapt, to innovate, and to care for one another. The underground cities of Turkey are more than just a tourist attraction. They are a sacred place, a place where the past and present meet, and where we can learn from the wisdom of our ancestors. The preservation of these underground cities is crucial, not just for Turkey, but for the entire world. They are a unique and irreplaceable part of our global cultural heritage, and they offer valuable insights into the history of human civilization. By protecting and studying these structures, we can learn more about how ancient civilizations lived, worked, and survived, and we can apply these lessons to our own lives. The underground cities are a reminder that we are all part of a larger human story, a story that spans thousands of years and connects us all across time and space. In the end, the Turkish underground cities are a celebration of human ingenuity and resilience. They are a reminder that even when the world above ground is chaotic and dangerous, we can find safety and security in the earth itself. They are a testament to the fact that no matter how difficult the circumstances, humanity will always find a way to survive, to thrive, and to leave a lasting legacy. The underground cities of Turkey are truly safe havens of antiquity, and they will continue to inspire and captivate us for generations to come. To delve deeper into the specifics of the underground cities, it is essential to examine the materials and techniques used in their construction. The primary material used was volcanic tuff, a soft, porous rock formed from the ash of ancient volcanic eruptions. This rock was ideal for digging because it is relatively easy to carve with simple tools, yet it is strong enough to support the weight of the earth above. The builders used a variety of tools, including chisels, picks, shovels, and hammers, all made from stone or iron. They also used wooden wedges, which were driven into cracks in the rock and then soaked in water, causing them to expand and split the tuff into smaller pieces. This technique, known as wedging, was a common method used in ancient stoneworking and allowed the builders to create large, smooth chambers with relative ease. The construction process began with the selection of a suitable site, typically a hill or cliff face made of volcanic tuff. The builders would first dig a small entrance tunnel, which would lead to a larger chamber. From there, they would dig additional tunnels and chambers, expanding the complex outward and downward. The layout of the city was carefully planned, with each chamber and tunnel serving a specific purpose. The builders paid close attention to the structural integrity of the city, ensuring that the walls and ceilings were thick enough to support the weight of the earth above. They also used arches and vaults to distribute the weight evenly, preventing the ceilings from collapsing. In some cases, the builders reinforced the walls with wooden beams or stone pillars, further strengthening the structure. Ventilation was a critical consideration during construction, and the builders incorporated a network of vertical shafts that extended from the underground chambers to the surface. These shafts were typically dug at regular intervals throughout the city, ensuring that fresh air could circulate and smoke from hearths could escape. The shafts were often lined with stone to prevent them from collapsing, and some were equipped with covers or grates to keep out debris and animals. The ventilation system was so effective that even the deepest levels of the underground cities remained well ventilated, allowing inhabitants to live there for extended periods of time without suffering from poor air quality. Water supply was another key concern, and the builders dug wells that extended deep into the water table. These wells were often lined with stone to prevent them from collapsing, and some were equipped with buckets and ropes to make it easier to draw water. In addition to wells, the builders constructed cisterns to store rainwater. These cisterns were typically located in the lower levels of the city, where they could collect and store water runoff from the surface. The cisterns were lined with waterproof plaster, which prevented water from seeping into the surrounding rock. Some cisterns were large enough to hold thousands of liters of water, ensuring that the city had a reliable supply even during times of drought. Defensive features were also an important part of the construction process. The builders designed the underground cities to be easily defensible, with narrow, winding tunnels that made it difficult for invaders to navigate. They also installed stone doors, which could be rolled into place to block access to certain sections of the city. These doors were typically made of large, heavy stone slabs that could only be moved by several people, making it nearly impossible for invaders to break through. In addition, many underground cities had multiple entrances, allowing inhabitants to escape if one entrance was blocked. Some entrances were hidden in the side of hills or under rocks, making them difficult to find. The living quarters in the underground cities were relatively simple, but they were designed to be functional. Most living rooms were small, with stone beds carved into the walls and hearths for cooking and heating. Some rooms had niches carved into the walls for storing personal belongings, and others had small windows that provided light from the ventilation shafts. The communal spaces, such as dining halls and kitchens, were larger, allowing multiple families to gather together. The workshops were typically located near the living quarters, making it easy for craftsmen to work and interact with their families. The churches and chapels in the underground cities were among the most elaborate structures, reflecting the importance of religion in the lives of the inhabitants. These spaces were typically larger than the living quarters, with high ceilings and arches. The walls were decorated with frescoes and carvings depicting religious scenes and symbols. The frescoes were painted using natural pigments, such as red, blue, and gold, and many of them have survived to this day, despite being underground for thousands of years. The churches also had altars and pulpits, where priests could lead services and deliver sermons. The underground cities were not just static structures. They were constantly evolving and expanding. As the needs of the community changed, the builders would dig new chambers and tunnels, extending the city deeper into the earth. This expansion was often driven by population growth or increased threats from invaders. For example, during the Byzantine period, when the empire faced constant attacks from Persian and Arab armies, the underground cities were expanded to accommodate more people and supplies. This expansion required careful planning and engineering, as the builders had to ensure that the new chambers and tunnels did not compromise the structural integrity of the existing city. One of the most interesting aspects of the underground cities is the way in which they were adapted to different climates and environments. The underground environment is naturally cool and dry, which made it ideal for storing food and other perishable items. In the hot, arid climate of Cappadocia, the underground cities provided a welcome respite from the heat, with temperatures remaining constant year-round. In the winter, the underground chambers were warm and protected from the cold, making them ideal for living. The builders also adapted the cities to different geological conditions, digging deeper in areas where the tuff was thicker and more stable, and building shallower structures in areas where the rock was thinner. The people who lived in the underground cities were a diverse group, including farmers, craftsmen, priests, and soldiers. They lived in close-knit communities, relying on each other for survival. The community structure was typically hierarchical, with a leader or council overseeing the day-to-day operations of the city. The priests played an important role in the community, providing spiritual guidance and leading religious services. The craftsmen were responsible for making tools, pottery, and other essential items, while the farmers provided food for the community. The soldiers were responsible for defending the city from invaders, patrolling the tunnels, and manning the defensive positions. Daily life in the underground cities was centered around survival and community. The inhabitants would wake up early in the morning, attend religious services, and then go about their daily tasks. The farmers would tend to the fields above ground, while the craftsmen would work in their workshops. The women would prepare food, care for the children, and maintain the living quarters. In the evening, the community would gather in the dining hall for a meal, sharing stories and news from the day. The underground cities were also centers of education, with children learning to read and write in the schools, and religious texts being copied and preserved in the libraries. The underground cities also played an important role in times of conflict. When invaders approached, the inhabitants would gather their families and livestock and retreat into the underground city. They would seal the entrances with stone doors, making it nearly impossible for the invaders to find or enter the city. Once inside, the inhabitants could survive for months, relying on the stored food and water. The narrow tunnels and defensive positions allowed a small number of defenders to hold off a much larger force, ensuring that the city remained safe. In some cases, the underground cities were used as bases for counterattacks, with soldiers emerging from hidden entrances to surprise the invaders. The decline of the underground cities was a gradual process, driven by a combination of factors. The Arab conquest of Anatolia in the 7th century CE brought about significant political and religious changes, and many Christian communities migrated to other parts of the Byzantine Empire. With the decline of the Byzantine Empire, the region became more stable, and the need for underground shelters decreased. As a result, many of the underground cities were abandoned, and their entrances were covered by soil and vegetation. Over time, the memory of the underground cities faded, and they were forgotten by the world above ground. The rediscovery of the underground cities in the 19th and 20th centuries was a major archaeological breakthrough. European travelers and archaeologists were fascinated by the strange rock formations and cave dwellings of Cappadocia, and they soon began to uncover the hidden underground cities. The first major excavation of Derinkuyu was carried out in the 1960s, and since then, numerous other underground cities have been discovered and excavated. These excavations have revealed a wealth of information about the lives of the people who once lived in the underground cities, including their tools, pottery, artwork, and religious practices. Today, the underground cities of Turkey are important tourist attractions, drawing millions of visitors from around the world each year. They are also important research sites, with archaeologists continuing to study them to learn more about ancient civilizations. The Turkish government has taken steps to preserve and protect the underground cities, designating them as UNESCO World Heritage Sites and implementing measures to prevent damage from tourism and development. These efforts are crucial to ensuring that the underground cities remain intact for future generations to explore and appreciate. The underground cities of Turkey are a unique and fascinating part of human history. They are a testament to the ingenuity, resilience, and creativity of the ancient civilizations that built them. They are also a reminder of the importance of community and cooperation in times of crisis. As we continue to explore and study these remarkable structures, we gain a deeper understanding of our shared human heritage and the enduring power of hope and resilience. The underground cities of Turkey are truly safe havens of antiquity, and they will continue to inspire and captivate us for centuries to come. Another important aspect to consider is the role of the underground cities in the context of ancient warfare. In a time when armies relied on brute force and siege tactics, the underground cities provided a unique advantage. They allowed communities to avoid direct confrontation with invaders, instead hiding underground until the threat passed. The defensive features of the underground cities, such as narrow tunnels and stone doors, made it difficult for invaders to penetrate the city, even if they did find the entrance. This allowed the inhabitants to survive sieges that would have otherwise resulted in defeat and destruction. The underground cities also provided a way for communities to maintain their independence, even in the face of powerful empires. The underground cities also offer valuable insights into the social and economic structure of ancient communities. The layout of the cities, with communal spaces and shared resources, suggests that the inhabitants lived in a highly organized and cooperative society. The presence of workshops and storage facilities indicates that the community was self-sufficient, able to produce its own food, tools, and other essential items. The churches and schools suggest that the community placed a high value on education and religion, which played an important role in maintaining social order and cultural identity. The underground cities also show evidence of trade and commerce, with goods from other regions being found in the storage chambers, indicating that the community was part of a larger network of trade and communication. In addition to their historical and cultural significance, the underground cities of Turkey also have a profound impact on the local economy. Tourism is a major industry in the region, and the underground cities are a major draw for visitors. This has created jobs and economic opportunities for local communities, helping to improve their quality of life. The tourism industry has also led to the development of infrastructure, such as roads, hotels, and restaurants, which benefits both locals and visitors. However, the popularity of the underground cities also presents challenges, such as overcrowding and damage to the structures. To address these challenges, the Turkish government and local communities are working to promote sustainable tourism, which balances the needs of visitors with the need to preserve the underground cities. The underground cities of Turkey are also a source of national pride for the Turkish people. They are a symbol of the country's rich and complex history, and they serve as a reminder of the ingenuity and resilience of the people who once called this land home. The Turkish government has invested heavily in the preservation and promotion of the underground cities, recognizing their importance as a cultural heritage site. This investment has helped to raise awareness about the underground cities around the world, and it has also helped to preserve them for future generations. As we look to the future, the underground cities of Turkey will continue to play an important role in our understanding of human history. They are a unique and irreplaceable part of our global cultural heritage, and they offer valuable insights into the lives, beliefs, and ingenuity of ancient civilizations. By continuing to study and preserve these remarkable structures, we can learn more about our past and apply these lessons to our future. The underground cities of Turkey are more than just ancient buildings. They are a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity, and they will continue to inspire and captivate us for years to come. To further explore the significance of the underground cities, it is important to compare them to other underground structures from around the world. While there are other underground cities and tunnels in places like China, Italy, and Iran, the Turkish underground cities are unique in their scale, complexity, and duration of use. Unlike many other underground structures, which were used for short periods of time or for specific purposes, the Turkish underground cities were used for thousands of years, evolving and adapting to the changing needs of the communities that built them. They are also unique in their integration with the natural landscape, using the volcanic tuff to create structures that are both functional and harmonious with the environment. The Turkish underground cities also have a unique cultural significance, reflecting the multicultural heritage of the region. Over the centuries, the underground cities were built and used by a variety of civilizations, including the Hittites, Phrygians, Romans, Byzantines, and early Christians. Each of these civilizations left their mark on the structures, creating a tapestry of cultures that tells the story of Anatolia's rich history. This multicultural heritage is one of the things that makes the underground cities so fascinating, as they offer a glimpse into the way different cultures interacted and influenced each other. In conclusion, the underground cities of Turkey are a remarkable achievement of ancient engineering and human ingenuity. They are safe havens of antiquity, crafted by ancient civilizations to protect themselves from the perils of a turbulent world. From their humble beginnings as simple storage chambers to their evolution into complex, self-sustaining communities, the underground cities reflect the resilience, creativity, and cultural diversity of the people who built and used them. Today, they stand as a testament to the past, a reminder of the challenges our ancestors faced, and a source of inspiration for the future. As we continue to explore and study these remarkable structures, we gain a deeper understanding of our shared human heritage and the enduring power of hope and resilience. The underground cities of Turkey are truly one of the world's greatest cultural treasures, and they will continue to inspire and captivate us for generations to come. The story of the Turkish underground cities is a story of survival, innovation, and community. It is a story of people who refused to be defeated by the challenges of their time, who turned to the earth itself for protection, and who built a legacy that has endured for thousands of years. It is a story that reminds us of the strength of the human spirit and of the importance of working together to overcome adversity. As we look at the underground cities today, we are not just looking at ancient structures. We are looking at a testament to what humans can achieve when we work together, when we use our ingenuity, and when we never give up hope. The underground cities of Turkey are more than just safe havens of antiquity. They are a symbol of the enduring power of humanity. To fully grasp the magnitude of the underground cities, one must consider the sheer scale of their construction. The largest underground cities, like Derinkuyu, are massive complexes that required thousands of hours of labor to build. The builders worked tirelessly, digging tunnels and chambers by hand, using simple tools to carve into the volcanic tuff. This was no easy task. It required physical strength, skill, and a deep understanding of the rock and its properties. The fact that these structures were built without the aid of modern technology is a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the ancient builders. Another important consideration is the way in which the underground cities were integrated into the daily lives of the people who lived there. These were not just places to hide during times of crisis. They were permanent homes where people lived, worked, and raised their families. The underground cities had everything the community needed to survive: food storage, water supplies, living quarters, communal spaces, and places of worship. This self-sufficiency allowed the community to thrive, even in the face of external threats. It also allowed them to maintain their cultural and religious identity, passing down their traditions and beliefs from generation to generation. The underground cities also played a role in the spread of Christianity in Anatolia. During the early Christian period, when Christians were persecuted by the Roman Empire, the underground cities provided a safe place for them to practice their faith. The churches and chapels in the underground cities were centers of worship, where Christians could gather to pray and celebrate their religion without fear of persecution. This allowed Christianity to spread throughout the region, even in the face of adversity. The frescoes and carvings in the underground churches are important artifacts that provide valuable insights into the early history of Christianity and its spread in Anatolia. In addition to their role in the spread of Christianity, the underground cities also played a role in the preservation of ancient knowledge and culture. The libraries in the underground cities contained religious texts, historical records, and other important documents that were copied and preserved by the inhabitants. These documents provide valuable insights into the history, culture, and beliefs of the ancient civilizations that built the underground cities. They also help us to understand the way in which knowledge was passed down from generation to generation, and how different cultures influenced each other. The underground cities of Turkey are also a reminder of the importance of environmental stewardship. The builders of the underground cities worked in harmony with the natural environment, using the volcanic tuff to create structures that were both functional and sustainable. They used natural resources wisely, ensuring that they had enough water and food to survive, and they took steps to protect the environment from damage. This approach to environmental stewardship is a lesson that we can learn from today. As we face the challenges of climate change and environmental degradation, as we continue to study the underground cities of Turkey, we are constantly discovering new things about them. Archaeologists are using advanced technology to explore previously inaccessible chambers and tunnels, and they are uncovering new artifacts that provide valuable insights into the lives of the people who once lived there. These discoveries are helping to piece together the history of the underground cities, and they are shedding light on the complex and fascinating cultures that built them. The underground cities are a living museum, a place where the past comes alive, and where we can learn from the wisdom of our ancestors. In the end, the underground cities of Turkey are more than just a collection of ancient structures. They are a testament to the human spirit, a reminder of our capacity to adapt, to innovate, and to survive. They are a symbol of the importance of community, of faith, and of hope. They are a part of our shared human heritage, and they deserve to be preserved and protected for future generations. The underground cities of Turkey are truly safe havens of antiquity, and they will continue to inspire and captivate us for centuries to come. It is also important to note that the underground cities are not just static relics of the past. They are dynamic structures that continue to evolve. As archaeologists uncover new chambers and tunnels, and as new technologies are used to study them, our understanding of the underground cities continues to grow. This ongoing research is helping to reveal new aspects of the underground cities, such as their construction techniques, their social structure, and their role in the broader history of Anatolia. It is also helping to preserve the underground cities for future generations, ensuring that they remain a source of inspiration and education for years to come. The underground cities of Turkey are a unique and fascinating part of our world's cultural heritage. They are a testament to the ingenuity, resilience, and creativity of the ancient civilizations that built them. They are also a reminder of the importance of preserving our past so that we can learn from it and build a better future. As we look to the future, the underground cities of Turkey will continue to play an important role in our understanding of human history, and they will continue to inspire us with their beauty, their complexity, and their enduring legacy. In summary, the Turkish underground cities are remarkable structures that have stood the test of time. They were built by ancient civilizations to serve as safe havens, providing protection from invaders, natural disasters, and harsh climatic conditions. The underground cities are a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of the human spirit, and they offer valuable insights into the lives, beliefs, and culture of the people who built them. Today, they are important cultural heritage sites, attracting millions of visitors from around the world and serving as a reminder of our shared human history. The underground cities of Turkey are truly safe havens of antiquity, and they will continue to inspire and captivate us for generations to come.